So I had to cut the video and redo the intro, so it may be a little choppy. I was going to say these are questions, but it's not really questions, it's just more talking about things. So you're going to hear me say, like, question number 2 and all of that throughout this video. You can ignore that, because I get really confused, because they're barely questions. They're just things that I'm wanting to discuss. This is basically just some general information that could be helpful if you were trans or if you're in a relationship with someone who is trans, especially if you're in a relationship with someone who's trans, as this video is mainly directed at. Alright, enjoy watching. If you are in a relationship with a transgender person, whether that be a trans male, trans female, or someone who doesn't identify on either side of the gender spectrum, what is your sexual orientation? Like, if you're a cisgender female dating a transgender female, are you lesbian? Are you straight? Are you, what are you? And, I mean, I don't really like labels in the first place, so I naturally, just as everyone else, just want to be like, why does it matter? But I get that for some people labels do matter, and it makes them feel comfortable. And the answer to your question is whatever your partner feels you are. And, I mean, in my opinion, if you are with a trans guy, then, and you're a female, then you were in a straight relationship. If you are a male, you were in a gay relationship. But that doesn't apply for everyone. Some people don't feel that because, when you use terminology such as gay or straight, you're normally referring to genitals. So it can be complicated. And that's why it's really difficult to deal with labels, especially in a relationship with someone who's transgender. So it's just whatever makes them feel comfortable is what I would personally go with. And there is a wrong answer. The wrong answer is what upsets your partner. Because if you say that you're in a lesbian relationship, but yet your partner is a trans male, then they may feel that you're not respecting them as a guy. But if you say you're in a straight relationship and your partner is a trans male, they may not feel comfortable with that because they have been taught all their life that straight means, like, this genital and this genital, but not the same genital. So, yeah, just discuss that with your partner, and that's probably how you're gonna get the best answer to that. You can't really ask a stranger, because you're gonna get a million different answers when the one that matters is coming from the person that you're in a relationship with. The second question is surgery necessary? Surgery is not necessary by any means for you to be transgender. A lot of people believe that you have to have dysphoria to be transgender, and maybe that's the case. According to doctors, as of right now, I believe that they consider that the case, but that's not my knowledge. It's not something I know about. So I'm not going to exclude someone because of not having dysphoria. But even if you have dysphoria, that doesn't necessarily mean you want surgery either. Surgery is a really scary process, especially bottom surgery, because you're having to think, like, you're getting this thing operated on, and you're gonna have to pee out of it, you're gonna have to sit on it, you're gonna have to, like, put clothes on it, and it's gonna hurt, it's gonna be uncomfortable, and that's really scary, and, you don't want anything to go wrong, and it's just not a comforting idea to have someone cut and slice and sew your genitals. Surgery isn't necessary by any means. If you don't want to have surgery, you're just as much trans as someone that does want to have surgery. Your body isn't, your gender isn't determined by your body, obviously, otherwise we wouldn't be identifying as the gender we are. So post-op or pre-op,
you're still the same gender. Therefore, whether or not you want to have the surgery or not, you're still the same gender. Sorry, I've been sick. I'm getting over sinusitis and a new infection. Question number 3. Sex with a trans person. It definitely varies between trans people how to handle having sex. So I guess the main question would be, what should you expect / do when having sex with a trans person? And that goes back to seeing what your partner's comfortable with, because some trans people don't feel comfortable with their body parts at all. They don't want them seen. They don't want them touched. Some trans people are perfectly fine with their body parts, and they're like, yeah, I mean, it's, I'm separated from them. It's okay. And some trans people, their dysphoria is so extreme that they can't do anything to anyone else, because any kind of genitals, the visual of it, the feel of it, anything triggers their dysphoria and reminds them what they have or what they don't have. So it's scary, but it's definitely something you're going to have to talk to your partner about if you're worried about it, because you want to make them as comfortable as possible. And some people, might ask you to do things like call their genitals by the name of the other kind of genitals. They may ask you just to not touch them in that way. They may tell you exactly how to make them comfortable. They may tell you it varies by day. But you definitely need to have patience with your partner, and you need to check on them and make sure that they're okay in whatever's happening, especially in a sexual situation. The next question is, sorry, I got lost. I didn't have this written down really, but I kind of had it pulled up. So I'm a little lost, and I'm sorry, I'm still not feeling completely good. The next question is, how do I comfort my transgender partner when they are going through struggles with their transition that I don't understand? Because, obviously if you're a cisgender person, you're not going to understand what it's like to be transgender, what it's like to have dysphoria, what it's like to be rejected by your family for how you feel inside, unless, you're another, like, you're gay or bisexual or, some other thing that you had to come out to your parents as and they rejected you for it. But even in that scenario, it's still definitely not the same. So once again, you have to talk to your partner. Personally, for me, the way to help me if I'm dealing with that kind of stuff is to distract me. I just want to get my mind off of it. I need to talk about anything but that. I need to play a game. I need to make a video. I need to do something, because otherwise it's just going to sit there and run through my head, and if it runs through my head, it's going to eat away at me, and I'm going to become even more upset. There's a lot of coping mechanisms for dysphoria and anything really. You can just look up, you can even look up like self-harm alternatives online, and even if it's not a self-harm situation, those still will help you deal with any kind of situation where you're upset, because the point of self-harm alternatives is to distract you from self-harm and to release endorphins and make you feel better without harming yourself. If your partner hasn't been rejected by their family, but instead are scared of coming out to their family, first and foremost, before you encourage them to come out, please make sure that it's safe for them to, because you don't want to encourage your partner to come out if they're going to be out of a home if they do, or they're going to be in physical danger if they do. But the best way to help your partner with that would be to, like, if they are going to be safe, the best way to help encourage them to come out is let them know that you're there for them, and let them know that whatever happens,
you'll love them and that you're going to take care of them the best you can without, overwhelming yourself and stressing yourself out. I say a lot, don't I? Yeah, just let them know that you support them and that you care for them, because if their family does have a bad reaction, they're going to need someone to lean on. It's also a really good idea to try and get them more support beforehand, like more than just you, because otherwise it's all going to fall on you and it's going to hurt. They're going through a lot and you feel like, oh yeah, I can handle that, it's okay. They're the ones that was rejected from their family, I have no reason to feel overwhelmed or upset. But it's really hard to help someone cope through a situation where they're very upset. So you don't need to put that all on yourself, and that's really important, and it's really hard to learn. Even though I am transgender, I was in a relationship with someone that was transgender, and I allowed all their problems, both related to transition and not transition, to stress me out and fall on me, and I felt very horrible most of the time, but because it was their problems, I felt like I couldn't be overwhelmed. I couldn't say, no, I can't handle that right now, because like they needed me, but you have to worry about your own health too. It's really important. And if your partner is having trouble thinking of a way to come out because they're scared of the confrontation, what I found is a really good idea is to write a letter and give it to whoever you're coming out to, and then leave. Like, maybe it's your parents, you write the letter, give it to them as you're walking out the door to go to your friend's house, or something like that. That way they have time to process like the initial shock and think about what they're going to say and be calmer when it comes time for the conversation to be had. I don't know too much of what more to talk about, and I know if this video is too long, no one's really going to watch it, so I guess I'll stop here. But if you have any questions or concerns about yourself or your partner or a family member or anyone, feel free to email me. My email will be in the description. I hope y'all all have a wonderful day or night or whatever it is where you are, and I hope things are going well for you. Bye.